Communication is an essential means through which people exchange, share, and live. Whether oral, coded, or by signals, it is the bond that unites all peoples, regardless of their origin. In general, communication means languages, and we know that there are hundreds or thousands of languages in the world. Thus, to better communicate, we use so-called international languages, and mostly those languages were spread throughout the entire world through history and conquests such as Arabic, Spanish, Italian, French, and especially English. Actually, in the professional world, being bilingual is a major asset. Whether you are a doctor, lawyer, businessman, tourist, driver, salesman, dealer, president, or especially a journalist, it's very important to master at least 2 international languages and English in pole position. Yes, our reportage of the day focuses on bilingualism and its importance in the workplace on AMTV.
Bilingualism is the ability for a person to read, write, listen, and speak 2 languages fluently.
However, bilingualism falls into categories because each individual obtains language skills or fluency in various ways. Simultaneous bilinguals learn their 2 different languages at the same time from childhood to their family life, while sequential bilinguals learn their second language later on in life. This could be due to an individual moving to another country or picking up a language class at school. For bilinguals, the usage of the different languages depends greatly on the environment they're in. So, bilinguals speak the language that the majority of the society speaks. For example, English in New York or London, Spanish in Madrid, or French in Paris. A couple of years ago, in the Senegalese capital Dakar, a French-speaking country, certain schools, centers, and institutes of languages to help communicate in English, French, or even German were added to the educational landscape. This means that many Senegalese professionals have realized the importance of being bilingual. In fact, it is currently rare to read a job ad in a newspaper or elsewhere without it being mentioned or required a good knowledge of English. Yet, English and other languages such as Arabic or Spanish, which are part of the school curriculum, are poorly mastered by school children, students, professionals, and even teachers sometimes. Point up, a district located in Dakar where many business enterprises, both local and international, chose to settle because of its good geographical position. It is located, in fact, in the center of the capital, a few minutes away from uptown, the economic heart of Senegal. Amongst international institutes, NGOs, banks, and private universities all over the place, there is a bilingual private school, SEAPS, or the Senegalese and American Bilingual School, one of the first schools set in the capital. The school started its programs in 1993 with a group of 9 little boys and girls called the Pioneers.
So, here you have it. SAB started in 1993 with 9 little preschoolers, and we are up to 150 students now on 2 sites. So this is the mother site, and there's another site around the corner. Where we call our, integrate our first-year students.
SAPS has now developed its activities since it started. It has so far registered 7 schools in Dakar, all based in the same area, Point E. The curriculum based on a double program, American and Senegalese, is proposed to the school boys and girls yet at a young age. Should we introduce the learning and teaching of international languages such as English at an early age? That is the question. In Dakar, there are few schools and institutes where students study in at least 2 languages. Have they suddenly realized the importance of bilingualism? Why have they decided to exploit this nature? We have met some promoters of bilingualism, and this is what they think about it.
I think that the earlier children are introduced to other languages, I think the easier it will be for them to learn, and which is why I started this as an experiment for preschoolers, having taught at the university level and realizing how difficult it was to teach English as a second language. And through the research, I learned, it was reinforced, that of course learning languages from 0 to 3 and then from 0 to 6 is much easier because the brain is wired that way.
I have a dream that one day, my four little children will not be judged by the color of their skin, but the content of their character.
Now, bilingualism, I think not only does it allow the speaker to converse with persons of different nationalities, different horizons, but it also exercises the brain to I think be more creative, to be more flexible, and to be even quicker as a thinker.
Okay, as a graphic designer and an editor, being bilingual helps me a lot because, for example, most of the software that I use are in English. Of course, you can translate, you can have the translation in French, but for example, when I was learning it, I learned it in English. Because, for example, people know that the best classes that you can find on the web are in English. You know, when it comes to doing researches in graphic design or editing, even in directing, the best resources that you have are in English. Then being able to read and understand people talk in English is very, very essential for me. And it is in that field that being bilingual helped me a lot.
Being bilingual could help you in your career because nowadays the important jobs need people who are bilingual, especially people who speak English. And me speaking English, it'll be an advantage to be able to speak French, or if it was Spanish. So that helps me get jobs, for example, or opportunities in life. Not only in your career, but socially. If I was to move to France or to Senegal to stay, I would be able to socialize with people. And the same thing in America. I feel like I'm a citizen of the whole world,
Right. From kindergarten to primary school, secondary school, college, and even at university level, these young people grow in a bilingual environment. The school has by now over 1,000 students and they all follow a bilingual program. Over 45 nationalities have attended SAPS since it started, and its pupils are predominantly Senegalese and young American boys and girls, the latter composing 45% of students.
Up and down, the children of the best, up and down, all through the time. The window on the bus goes open and shut, open and shut, open and shut. The window on the bus goes open and shut, all through the time.
The teachings are done by professors from different countries, and all of them were once sent to the US to learn about the American program and the latest curriculum so as to fit the academic endeavor of SAPS.
The sandbox, and they learn how to do handwriting in the sandbox. So if they have a card that has a particular letter on it, they can imitate what they see on the card by drawing.
I want to tell you that they are wonderful. We have wonderful kids here, and they have a great program here, the Montessori one. And we crown the kids to the way they will deal with their everyday life, and to be autonomous, to be able to face any kind of situation in their life.
Well, I think it's a very good school because since we're from an Anglophone background, and I think it's a place where my child could fit in because she's more Anglophone, and also to learn the Francophone system as well. So I think it's actually a good place to integrate both systems?
Bilingualism, I think it's something very, very important nowadays in our work, okay? Because most of the time, what we can see is that enterprises, what they're looking for is somebody who at least speak two languages, okay? They may be in touch with other enterprises outside of the area that they're evaluating. So they might need sometimes to have somebody who understands another language than what is spoken in the area actually.
From 3, 4, up to 5 years old, these young people learn, read, write, play, sing, dance, observe, and all this through games, arts, and movements. This between 8 o'clock and 12:45. With that international mix of people, they celebrate diversity and they find a way to exchange and socialize by using both English and French languages. And through partnerships with other schools in foreign countries like China, the US, half of the students go and study abroad so as to better their skills in languages and so on.
Actually, we have coming to visit the school as of tomorrow. We have representatives from 8 universities in China who are coming to recruit from SABS because they were so impressed with the SABS students that they met in China. They could not believe the level of English of those students coming from a French-speaking country, so they had to see for themselves, and they actually are arriving this evening, and they will be with us for a week.
So they all come out bilingual.
And whether you come in the Senegalese program or the American program, the objective is that you become bilingual. English speakers or those coming from the United States, they end up speaking French fluently and having to take courses in French, as well as those who are in the Senegalese program, they end up speaking English fluently because it's mandatory for them to also take certain subjects in English. But we do offer an American high school diploma program, so you're perfectly right. It's important for our teachers to exchange with American teachers in the U.S. and to be up to date in terms of the latest curriculum development and content and standards.
Yeah. The director of SAPS, Madame Kane, thinks that bilingualism is a necessity. That's why she started this school so as to allow every kid, not only Senegalese kids, to have a better professional profile in the future, both when it comes to language skills and academic skills. There are only a dozen bilingual schools in Dakar, but there are now many institutes and centers of learning or upgrading international languages besides French, mainly English. To learn at least 2 languages from an early age is therefore much more efficient. We visited a bilingual kindergarten where the children are introduced to English yet at a very young age. Teddy's Play School, a kindergarten located at Sacré-Cœur, Dakar. The school opened its doors 4 years ago, and it has all the facilities to allow the children to open up, but also to learn to communicate in both English and French. Recognizing the need today to be bilingual, the director and all the staff at the school have found a way to help the children gradually acquire some basics in English and French.
Let me just talk about first the importance of English. Okay, as you certainly know, it's the first international language. you know, in all the fields of education, right? Whatever your major, you need English, and you will need it. Whether your major is medicine, whether your major is arts, English will be there, okay? It's a must. So today, we are going to work on the seasons. We are going to talk about the season. Can you give me the number? How many seasons are there in a year?
4.
Can you give the name of the seasons?
Spring,
Right.
summer, autumn, winter.
Very good. We think it's better to integrate the language as early as kindergarten level, because even at university level, those who are just, you know, studying medicine, law, they need English. So it's better, I think, we find better just to integrate the language as early as kindergarten level. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the one I used to know, and may all your Christmases be white. Thank you, I love you so much.
Aged between 2 and 5 years, these children learn languages through traditional methods such as reading, writing, and expression, but also through images, drawings, crafts, games, and sounds.
Hello. How are you? What's your name?
Well, starting the teaching of a language at kindergarten, I think it is an excellent thing. It is an excellent thing in the sense, as you said it, so kids, once they've learned something, well, it is right here. It is just like it is saved in a memory at the computer. So starting from that age, it is an excellent thing.
Alors, l'importance des écoles bilingues, c'est de familiariser.
Bilingual schools allow the kids to be familiar to languages such as English. It's a language they will have to use in the future, or at least have certain notions regarding their future professions.
Tout est basé sur
Actually, English is essential no matter what you do. When you are looking for a job, a good level of English needs to be written down on the CV. That's very important.
Le monde d'aujourd'hui, il faut suivre, ça va très vite.
Later on, these children will certainly have an additional asset, especially if they continue their studies in bilingual primary schools.
C'est évident que c'est important.
It's easier for the kids to learn many languages by using sounds, expressions, or meeting other people.
Les rencontres qu'ils peuvent faire, c'est important. Donc, on a la chance ici à Teddy Play School d'avoir.
Fortunately, Teddy's Play School provides a bilingual program, using French to teach English and other languages like German or Wolof to children from various origins.
La langue Wolof parlée ici au Sénégal, donc c'est une excellente chose.
So, it becomes almost imperative to include the learning of English in the public educational system in Senegal. This to enable young people to be better involved in the development of the country in the future.
Bye bye, MTV!